Hi families, this is a video about our I can statements, and if you've never seen one of these videos before, it is just me going through our standards that we're going to be, the things that we're going to be learning for the next 3 weeks, and we have taken those standards and put them into I can statements, things that they, a way for the children to be able to relate to the standards better. It's in more like kid language. I'd like to go through this with you. This section is for, as I said, the next 3 weeks from January 25th through February 12th. So at some point, we're going to be learning about each of these things that I'm about to show you here. Okay, the first thing that we're going to is all about money. Okay, I can identify the value of a penny, a nickel, a dime, and then also I can find the value of groups of coins that include pennies, nickels, and dimes. Now, in my class, we're also going to do quarters, but they're not going to be assessed on quarters. I just want them to be familiar with them, and I think they're important for them to learn. They'll be responsible for learning quarters more officially in 2nd grade, but this is just for them to identify actually the coin itself, what the names are of the coins, that's first, but then also how much each of the coins are worth, and then counting them together. Also, we are going to work on telling time. We're going to start with telling time to the hour, and then also move on to telling time to the half hour. We're also going to talk about analog clocks, which is with the hands, with the hour hand and the minute hand, but also the analog and digital, which is digital is just the numbers and how that relates to each other. Okay. Also, we are going to revisit something that we've already done. We've already talked about addition and some of the different strategies that we can use to help ourselves get good at addition and get quick at addition. Some of those things that were the strategies that we're talking about are counting on, making a group of 10. We call it friends of 10. Also, using the relationship between addition and subtraction. That we talked about with fact families, so we're going to revisit that. And also fluently add within 20 by creating easier known sums, which that just means using what you know. We're going to talk about doubles. Doubles facts a lot of times are easy for kids to memorize. The 10 facts, like mentioned, plus and minus 1, adding 0, all those things that are easier for them to remember, we'll use the easier things to help them solve the harder problems, the more difficult problems. Okay. The next thing that we're going to be focusing on is all about nonfiction, and it says I can identify the support an author gives for their topic. We're going to be specifically talking about the point the author's trying to make, what they want you to learn, and the point they're trying to make, and also the way that they support what they're trying to, the point that they're trying to make. So we'll be doing a lot of that. And then we're going to be learning about, but not tested on, these last two. We're going to be learning about text features. I can identify and use text features in nonfiction texts. That just means like the pictures, a table of contents, the index, the glossary, those things that are in nonfiction texts that help us to understand the story better. And then also using those text features to locate and describe key facts and explain what they're learning better. So those kind of go hand in hand with the previous standard that we talked about. And then also, the last thing that we're going to be working with, and we're just going to touch on this. We may come back to it later on in the year, and certainly they're going to learn about it in future years. The different types of sentences. I can write a declarative sentence, an interrogative sentence, an imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence. So we'll be talking about the different kinds of sentences and when we might write them and what to use them, when to use those certain types of sentences. Also, we are going to be looking ahead at a standard for the next cycle, which talks about writing reports. So learning about something, doing nonfiction writing. So we learn about something and then we write facts about it. Okay, so we're going to start learning about that now because there's quite a lot to that there is to learn and to be comfortable enough with to actually write your own piece. So that's our that's our I can statements for this 3 weeks.